hear
like
from Dave. Dave hasn't said anything yet. Dave,
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody
Okay,
else.
bye,
you,
Dylan.
Dylan.
Thank you.
Good questions. Very good questions.
Yeah, I've got a question, Rebecca.
Sure.
And it's not just picking on the Bible, it includes any traditions through time. Are some things outdated?
Yes.
Fair enough. So do you think then the problem is that there is not the education that some things are outdated, whether it's history or whether it's biblical?
I don't understand the question, Dave. Can you clarify a bit?
Well, let's point to slavery. Slavery's in the Bible, but we don't have
Yes.
slavery anymore. And that's
Right.
taught. And it's taught in history classes why we don't have slavery anymore. Do you think that in the pulpit, things like, well, maybe these sexual laws were thought of 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 years ago, but like so many other things, they're not in line with the times?
I mean, I think that's fair. Sure.
And so then who do we lay the blame at? Would have to be the preachers in the pulpit, correct?
Well, I mean, you can lay the blame where you want. I mean, this isn't really
Well,
right now for
I'm
me
saying who's
about
spreading.
blaming people.
It's not blaming. It's who's spreading the word, right? You're supposed to be educating, and just like I said, I think there's a lack of education from the pulpit explaining, yes, the Bible has many of these old stories in them, but that doesn't mean these are how we're supposed to be. You see what I mean? And I think the problem is, oh, well, because they did this in, so many years ago, and because it is in the Bible or another religious text that can justify it as well, that we can then pull that from long ago and update it when it's outdated. Just like saying, well, the Bible says we can have slaves, so why can't we have slaves? And you would agree, and almost everybody in the pews and pulpit and everybody would all agree, no, that's wrong to have slavery today.
Right. Yes.
But I don't
exactly.
think that is the same language that is expressed about sexual immorality laws, even if it's well defined. Let's say it says you can't do A, B, C, D, E in the Bible, that these are outdated. These are things of the times. These are not things of today. And if that's not being communicated, then it needs to be. And I'm not, you can say blaming somebody, but I have to blame the people that are in the pulpit who do bring up LGBTQ things often, even if it's not in all churches. But you don't hear them at the same time saying, oh, by the way, and let's have slaves too. See what I mean? So that there's not the education that's coming from the sermons.
Responsibility, Dave, may be a better way to put it, so that it's more
responsibility is fair, right?
Because she's going to have problems with the word blame, right?
Right.
When it comes to the Bible.
And sure. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. What I'm saying is that overall, it has to be overall that if you're going to bring up things, that you have to bring up things to update people on this very old book.
Yeah, well, the whole point of this discussion is me encouraging Christians to talk about this. So, I'm in agreement with you there.
Fair enough.
Rebecca, to Dave's point, though, he brought a good thing, and you seem to agree that slavery is bad, right?
Yep.
So was the Bible always a good guideline? Because it seems if you think slavery is bad and we think slavery is bad, and the Bible at least allows for it, it seems like it wasn't always a good guideline to live your life by.
Well, actually, I don't believe slavery was ever God's ideal, and he never said it was.
Well, that's not what I really asked. That's not
what I asked. Look, I feel like you're taking us too far off topic, and I've asked you repeatedly to stay on topic. So I'm going to have to say goodbye, but I hope you'll come back. Maybe we can talk about that another time. But
I'm happy to stick on the homosexuality because it does the exact same thing, right? So if
Yeah,
it
it's
if
an
it
analogy to
right, if it's
understand your
demonstrably,
thinking on the process.
yeah, Travis, I wasn't trying to derail the conversation. I'm just trying to get at the heart, because you have your beliefs based on this book, and you're saying it's a good guideline. So when we talk about homosexuality and the way that Christians across the board view homosexuality, they're all getting it from the book, and they're all interpreting the book differently. So they're taking this thing that you believe is a good guideline to live your life by, and some are coming to one conclusion, others are coming to a wildly different one. And that's all I'm trying to point out.
I don't think they're
and
getting
you
it from the
pointed
Bible
that out,
necessarily. Sorry, Rebecca.
No, I'm
It's like
sorry. Go ahead,
anytime
Jay.
we corner you on an analogy, you're saying, "Oh, we're getting off topic." It's like, what do you
Travis,
mean?
Travis, I've had you on. You've been on my channel like so many times, and we've gone around in circles on a lot of these topics, right?
I know.
So,
I think it's cognitive dissonance. I don't know how else to
Oh, it
explain
is. It is.
so the thing is, I'm not avoiding these topics. I've had conversations with you guys on these topics ad nauseum, right? So,
Right.
like,
And
I'm not
Erica
trying
sat
to
down with
avoid
you for
it.
2
What I'm
hours to
trying to
explain
say
how
is,
carbon dating is real,
okay,
and you're like, no.
guys, I love you, but goodbye. You're not staying on topic. Okay, so
Hey, Rebecca, I can't stay. I just wanted to say
all
that
right.
I do appreciate that you're thinking with the heart, okay? And that maybe thinking with the heart is a better way to interpret things in the Bible. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Dave.
Have a good day.
You too.
I'll be